How you doing? This is Zach Allen, Director of Instruction at a DeBell Golf Course in Burbank, California. And I thought we would take a look at the world number one and figure out how somebody who's not very large in stature, 5'10", 165 pounds, is hitting the golf ball so far. This year he finished 2012 in number 5 in driving distance, averaging 310 yards. Just to give you a little comparison there, Tiger finished the year at 32nd in driving distance and averaged 297 yards. This first shot of him in the orange here on the left is him teeing off with a 3-iron on a short par 4. This 3-iron went something like 279 yards. The shot on the right is the 2011 U.S. Open. This is where I think he won by 8 strokes, largely because of just how well he drove the ball, how far and straight he drove it. And you guys are getting a glimpse of what would pretty much be his stock shot. It's a push draw, and in fact it's a very high push draw in most cases. And the reason I think it's important to start with this look is this is what I want you guys to visualize. So many of the people that I teach out there, they don't have this ball flight. They've got a ball flight that starts left and moves to the right for a right-handed golfer, or pulls, pull fades, straight slices even, pull slices. But typically it's a ball that moves to the right. And the reason I bring this up is it's very tough to get to a high level of golf if you cannot learn to hit this shot that he's hitting. This is the shot that goes the farthest and the highest, and it's also the shot that will really help you hit your longer golf clubs well. I'm talking like 5-iron up through driver. Typically the progression that happens in golf is people slice the ball, and then they learn how to draw the ball at some point, and then they become good. Okay, so for those of you out here who are lacking in distance, or those of you out here that have this ball flight that curves to the right, okay, I think you can really learn a lot of things from what I'm about to show you, but also just from watching these shots and just kind of seeing what he sees in his mind's eye. You imagine a bowler that's about ready to throw his first shot down the lane. Typically your best bowlers that throw the ball down there very hard, their ball moves into the pocket from right to left, and that's all done on purpose. Most people think their goal in life or in golf is to hit the ball straight, where when he stands behind that golf ball, he's envisioning this same flight, this high push draw. Obviously he can hit any shot, he can hit fades, slices, low, but this is what you would call his stock shot or his go-to shot. Probably the shot that got him averaging 310 yards most of the time too. So we're going to take a little in-depth look at what we can learn from Rory and what we can apply to our own personal game. So as we take a look at Rory hitting driver from both views here, we can figure out what he does to be able to produce that push draw. So the first thing that you'll notice from this face-on view, a lot of people will come and take lessons from me, and they think the reason they slice the golf ball is because their hands are too far forward and that the face is open, either at address or at impact. But you can see here from this face-on view, he starts with his hands in front of the golf ball and the face slightly open, which is exactly what you need to get a ball to start right of your intended target line. So that's what I would suggest at first, is I would take and put the ball probably just slightly forward of center. You can see he's barely forward of middle. Put your hand slightly in front of it and have the club face open. For a lot of you that slice the ball, that will feel very different to start. Most slicers have the ball up here in their stance and they have the club face closed at address, something that makes it almost impossible to get the ball starting right, which is what we need to do at first, to help get rid of any type of fade or slice in your swing. So as he gets down into the hitting area, you're going to see that theme continues on through the hit. As he gets into impact, you can see his hands are well in front of the ball and the club face is even looking farther to the right. So this is really important. This is the position that I want you guys to be able to focus on and try to produce to start getting balls that curve left and balls that start right of your intended target line. All right, from this down the line view, if we draw a little plane line here on his club shaft, I'm going to draw one more line just for a sense of exactly where his target is. But the thing I want you to kind of take note of here is to really put yourself in his body as he approaches hitting this driver here just exactly what this would feel like. You can see how far his club is tracking from the inside. It's not even on plane, it's well below plane. And as he continues closer and closer to this actual strike, you can see how deep that club is coming from the inside. Okay? And that's why I believe he hits the golf ball so far. We see a lot of long drivers do this. It's less common on the PGA Tour because obviously they need to hit the ball both long and straight. But he really pushes the envelope here with how far he comes from the inside. And you can see that club is looking to the right of the target. The face is definitely open. And another thing to take note of is the shaft angle is higher at impact than it was at address. And this is usually definitely the sign of somebody that's hitting a draw here. But so many of you out there think that you're slicing the ball because of this position, when in fact it's actually this position that creates the shot that we want, the shot that goes the highest and the farthest. So that's what I would visualize and focus on next time you go out to practice, is how can I hit some balls, whether they be with the short iron or with your driver, to where we can kind of create this feeling. We can get that club coming this much from the inside like we see Rory doing here. And his golf club is definitely approaching from a very deep angle from the inside, hitting out on that golf ball. And you see that really encourages this full release. You know, he pretty much has to with the club coming that much from the inside. A nice big finish there. So back to this face-on view, you're going to see the same thing, a nice full release, nice full extension. And all those things, they pretty much have to happen if you get your club first traveling that far from the inside. So next time you go out to practice, give that a shot and see if you can get out there and push some balls and get some balls to draw back. And I promise you, scientifically, you will hit the ball farther and higher. Plus, the added benefit is that's really how you want to strike your longer clubs, pretty much from, say, 5-iron on up. You want to be able to have a swing path, like we see Rory doing here, a path that really travels from the inside out. Not so important on a short iron, but very important on a long club. All right, I hope that helps you out.